Hey, gang. So this, right? That's all everybody's hearing about the last week or so. I did not know that Strymon was coming out with a new Big Sky, the Big Sky MX. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, like me, I didn't know. I had actually bought another reverb pedal because I'm obsessed with reverbs. And then this came out, and fortunately, the retailer allowed me to swap and pay the difference. So I've seen a bunch of videos, why to buy it, and even somebody made a few videos why not to buy it after buying it. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you my quick impressions after a few days and a lot of digging in and making presets with the Strymon Big Sky MX. Okay, first thing first, the sounds are better. The stock Strymon, Bloom, Cloud, all that stuff that you're used to, they're better. The room sounds are better. The plate sounds are better. Now, you can go back to the classic sounds with it. Yes, you can dig into the menu and it'll give you a choice of MX or classic. I prefer the MX. If you're someone who has been using a Big Sky or a Blue Sky for years and there's staple sounds for you, then absolutely I understand why you want to go back to the classic, because that's you, and you can do that. That's really cool, the ability to switch between MX and classic. Another thing that I really like, and I don't know, was this part of the old Big Sky? Because I'm not like a Strymon fanboy, so I don't know, but was the cab simulator part of the old Strymon Big Sky? Because this one has bright, dark, and classic. Classic implies to me that there was a simulator in the other one. That's amazing. And they all sound different. The bright is not too bright. I chose the dark. The classic's fine. It's kind of in between those two. It definitely changes the output. But let's say this, if you were using, say, an overdrive, an amp in the box type overdrive, and then you had the cab, I don't know, it sounds pretty good to me. You could get away with that, and you wouldn't need a Kemper or something else. So that's really cool. I personally love, and wish they had done it years ago, putting the infinite switch on its own switch, on its own dedicated switch. I'm fine with having two presets and then just scrolling up and down banks. Yes, it would be better if there were three. It'd be better if there were four switches, but then it would be huge, right? I think I always was like, because first of all, in the old one, there was only one algorithm, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, this might have been in the old days, but there was only one algorithm that did infinite, not just freeze, but infinite sound on sound. You can get infinite on any algorithm now. It's amazing. So I dig that. I'm very excited about that. That's a big thumbs up for me. I do not mind scrolling up with the presets, although I am going to program one of my disaster area mini DMC controllers to control this and a couple other things in daisy chain just to make my life easier, because I admit if there was an extra switch, it would be easier for another preset. But if you have switcher, no problem. And those little disaster area DMCs, man, I mean, that's what's switching my hologram chroma console and a whole bunch of other stuff. Another thing I really, really like, and this is maybe the biggest thing to like of this, is the dual reverbs. Right. So say you're on a reverb. You choose Bloom. If you click it and then turn in dual mode, so you got to go in and choose. It's very simple by the way, that's the other thing I like before we get to this tool, is I find personally the screen much easier to deal with. I find the typeface, the whole scroll of it, all the details, the way all of the parameters seem way easier to deal with to me with the new screen. I don't know. That's just me. Okay, so you go into the screen and you scroll down to dual, you click dual. It'll then ask you, how do you want to do the dual? Do you want them to be in parallel? Do you want them to be in series? Do you want number 2 to go into number 1, number 1 to go into 2? Yeah, it gives you all those choices. You click on whatever your choice is, and then whatever you were on here, so you press that, and then you can go to a second reverb and click on that. And then start tweaking that reverb. When you're done tweaking that reverb, you click it again and go back to the other one, and you can tweak those parameters a little more as well. To me, that is superb. So that's the biggest reason for me to get the new Big Sky MX is the dual reverbs. And another thing you can do is you can, in the assignments, in the global assignments, you can choose to have, if so you've got dual reverbs, right? You can make one on each switch per preset. Yeah, let me repeat that. Some of you may, I don't know if you could do this on the old one. I don't remember, but I haven't had one in 7 or 8 years. So you can set it that the switch controller can be 1 reverb, 2 reverb in the same preset. That's awesome. So you're playing, you're grooving along, and all of a sudden you want to add the second reverb in, make it, bloom and blossom a little bit and get more atmosphere. And then you want to take it down. And by the way, you can put, trails and everything else, so it's cool. That's awesome. So, and then there was one complaint. I saw somebody online go, well, what if I have infinite and it's on the dedicated switch, but then I don't have, the reverb tail to play into and whatever. Okay, look, it's very simple. I did it a dozen times yesterday programming mine. You choose the first of the 2 reverbs. You put it in dual, and then you choose the first of the 2 reverbs to have the infinite as freeze or infinite, whatever you like, because that's, infinite means sound on sound. It keeps adding sound. Freeze just freezes the sound. But either way, you program the first reverb to be infinite and the second reverb to have no freeze or infinite. It's in the assignments, okay? And then you're playing, you have the infinite going, and you're playing into a second reverb. Okay, so that's what I love about this thing. Yes, okay, so the downsides, it's really expensive. I mean, I think it's more expensive than it used to be, not by much, but by a little bit. But they've improved it so much. I mean, I'm telling you, the sounds are I'm a reverb snob. Okay, and I'm not a Strymon fanboy. The reverbs, the stock reverbs sound better. The new ones sound amazing. And you can go back and forth between them. One more thing. You see this little thing here? Impulse? Okay, that's the last best reason to buy the Strymon Big Sky MX. The impulses are amazing. Okay, they really did a great job. Now, I imported some of my own through the Nixie. The cool thing about this one, this is one of the few devices, one of the new devices with Strymon that all you need is a USB Mini 2C, I guess it's a Mini C, to a regular USB. As long as it's a data cable, I had to go through 5 or 6 cables to find the right one that it liked. It liked a phone cable. But it also liked a vape charger cable. So there you go. So it will connect to the Nixie too, and you can import your own impulses. But again, that said, I'm really, really impressed with the impulses. I went through all those stock ones in here. I tweaked them, the plate ones, the spring ones, the mausoleum and whatever. Now I imported my own mausoleum because I've played a mausoleum, the Vigeland mausoleum in Oslo, and it's very different from their mausoleum. I thought they might be similar. No, of course, all mausoleums are different. But that's the point. I also imported the Pool of the Black Star and some cathedrals and whatever IRs I had that I really liked. I'll probably do some more, but that's the last best reason. Impulse. The impulses they used and tweaked, they admit they tweaked them, which is smart, are excellent. Really, really excellent. The plate IRs, the Hall IR, they're amazing. Play with them, they're very cool. And all of the parameters still apply, and you can do dual. Yep, I've done dual with IRs. So that's how I feel about the new Strymon Big Sky MX. I am not upset I bought it. I do not regret it in one single way. I look at it as a workstation. I heard somebody else say it might have been the Strymon people, to look at it as a reverb workstation. It really is. It's a lot more than just a reverb pedal. And I'm going to be diving in even more to it in the coming weeks, but it's so diverse and useful and broad and excellent. I can't see not using it. I've got like the spring reverb. I never used spring on my old Big Sky, but I'm using it on here. And you can choose how many springs. You can choose like what type of overdrive or tube or combo, and it really makes a difference. I would suggest buying it from a place that has a liberal return policy, like 30 to 45 days, depending on who you deal with, and checking it out. Like, really, because, yeah, I'm sure there's things that people who have had Strymon products for years are still unhappy with, but I don't know what they is, because it's really, really good, and I won't be returning it. I won't be telling you to buy it because I'm not a Strymon fanboy. I'm just telling you what I like about it. Yes, it's very expensive. To me, the only downside so far is the cost. But you know, pedals are costing that these days. So, at least it's really, really good. So check it out for yourself. And let me know what you think about it. If you've got one already, tell me. I want to hear your thoughts about it. I think you need to dig into this one a little bit because it's really useful and it's going to be on my board for a while, and I'm going to probably be exploring it a lot more. All right, so take care. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.